Please welcome the visitors representing Walpole, number 7 on the ladies' field. Number 9, red from the women. Number 10, Caitlin Crawford. Number 11, Katie Walsh. Number 15, Joseph Steele. Number 30, and your last please welcome today's honorary guy, representing Braintree Youth Hockey, number 99, Greta Sully. Number 3, Team Captain Bridget Walsh. Number 4, Caleb Bernard. Number 8, Cassie Newman. Number 10, Team Captain Bridget. Number 14, BHS. One more time for the honorary captain, Greta Sully.
Welcome to the Spruce Arena for today's live stream broadcast here of Braintree Hockey against Walpole. Mike Watson bringing the coverage here on BCAM TV on a very chilly 2:30 start time on a Saturday afternoon. Here's Spruce Arena. Braintree trying to get back in the win column. Continuing to play some pretty good hockey here this season, 7-3-3. Heading into today's contest as they try and beat Walpole for the second time here this season. A 2-1 defeat as Braintree was on the right side of that one-goal game back earlier in the year. I believe that was either Braintree's first or second game of the season on the road. Braintree coming off of consecutive home victories. And now trying to win another one here on their home ice. Able to beat Brookline and Wellesley. The last two opponents, 3-1 and 6-2. There's a barrage of goals late in the third period for Braintree to open things up. It was a much closer game than that 4-goal score would have indicated. What has been a very good season here so far for head coach Burchill and his team, as the shot just whistled wide on that near post. Right out the side of the goal, as Braintree cannot get the shot away. Looking to skate this one out, as that one's moved up the ice by Schneider. Waiting for someone to develop here. As this one in towards goal, and a save by Cadigan. Did not cover. So Cadigan in goal here today. Peasy was in the goal in the last game. Alternating goalies again. As this one is worked out by Shea. Shea between the legs of the defender. As this one steered aside by the goalie. So that one knocked aside by Mackenzie. Dangerous pass right in front of the Braintree bench as Walpole jumps on the loose puck. Pass in the skates as Braintree trying to capitalize on the mistake. And it's just Braintree there with the puck now. As Reen slides it back to the defense, and up the ice they go. Braintree moving it in, 2-on-3. Going into that corner now to try and rake it away for Braintree was the play on that side of the ice by Chukas. Back out at center, picked up by Walsh, hands it back for Eggers, who has some trouble with the puck in her skates. Trying to take a shot, but none is released. And with 12:15 to go, neither side really getting away a quality look yet. Both sides making changes as we speak. This one dribbles back into the Braintree end. Play back on side. Hard pass is taken away again by Walpole, as the Timberwolves continue to be pretty good in the neutral zone, breaking up the Braintree exits. This one sits flat now as it's carried in. Opportunity here for shot, they score! It's Gibbons whistling one high up over the shoulder as that one came out of nowhere, and the wrist shot beats Vincenzi. Braintree jumps in front with 11:41 to go here in the opening period. Beautiful wrist shot high up over the shoulder. Tough one to stop, but from that angle, didn't expect Braintree to score there. I think it surprised a handful of players, but a great shot and a great opening goal. Those are the kind of plays Braintree really needs from that unit. Hasn't scored as many goals this season as they did last year. The line right now on the ice has been the line that has really provided most of the offense over the last 5 or 6 games. So Mancello out there with the two McDonoughs out on the forwards. 11:15 to go here in the first period as the backhanded feed makes its way all the way back to center ice now. As Walpole trying for a self-pass, move forward by Walsh. Braintree was knocked down from behind. Referee's arms stay down for the time being. That could have easily been called a cross-check. Shot taken, and that went off the outside of the cage, and a save by Cadigan, who covers with a couple of players in on the doorstep, trying to rake away at the loose puck. Pretty good security there of that puck. Temperature still trying to rise here in New England. Right around 20 degrees at puck drop, and probably just over that here in the rink because they have the doors open, having an issue with the compressor here inside the rink. Back into the Braintree end, picked up by Byrne. Backhanded feed, down the wall it goes. 10:35 left in the first period. Braintree with the only goal, scored by Gibbons. Right now the difference in this ball game. Braintree through 13 games, 7-3-3. And that's going to go down for icing. They're not going to give the continuation as Chukas was trying to send it down into the defensive end. It seemed like we've seen that so many times from the Braintree players here this season, where they've sent it in with the right intention, but not getting to the red line. Going to make contact with the red line in order to do so without having the icing called. Walpole with an offensive draw. They have possession now. As that one ricochets towards Cadigan, makes the initial stop. Back out, here comes Gibbons with some momentum on her side after scoring the only goal. Back down the ice as Braintree able to steal it. Now trying to send it across the high slot. This one dumped towards the Braintree end. Some players in the middle of the ice, and it's open. Bad line change here for Walpole. McDonough slides it back. Mancello's shot trying to go short side is stopped. As that one back up and out of play. First time in all the years we've done games that a puck came out somewhere in our vicinity. Landing below us off the wall. 8:55 to go. Braintree back on their own side of the ice to pick it up. Self pass here as Mancello trying to get to it. No icing. Takes a Braintree bounce, but Walpole gets onto it first. And now it is out of the Braintree end and a penalty upcoming as Braintree the guilty party of, we'll see what the call is. Could be a handful of things. Could be interference. Could be a slash. Could be a trip. What are they going to call here? Going to call a tripping penalty with 8:34 to go in the first period. Either way, Braintree certainly was guilty of the infraction to break up what would have been an odd man rush up the ice. So the first penalty of the game going against Braintree. Power play opportunity here for the Timberwolves as they try and tie this game up. And it takes a nice Braintree bounce into the pads as this one will be covered. .8:15 remaining here in the opening period. Braintree winning, by a goal, but now on the wrong side of a penalty. So a minute and a half worth of penalty time. Braintree with the 1-goal advantage as Cadigan trying to get some help from her defense, but that one squirts to the far boards. Braintree, no surprise here, has been the guilty party of a penalty. Seems like every game they've been the team to take the first penalty in the game. At least it has been the case here on their home ice. Still a minute and 10 left on the power plays. Braintree will clear it out. McDonough doing enough to roll this one down the ice very slowly, killing off some more time in the process. Backhanded feed a little bit behind the moving player up the ice in Schneider. Back out, 2-on-1 opportunity. Here's Graziano trying to cut it back to the middle of the ice. Nicely deflected away. And Braintree will now clear it all the way down with the play of Walsh. Braintree wants a change up top on their penalty killer. Nice little backhanded pass and cleared right back down. Final 20 seconds. They have a non-existent power play for Walpole. Another clearing attempt. Braintree excellent penalty killing as they've been doing for most of the season. As Walpole comes up empty-handed on their first man advantage of the game. This one deflects to the far side of the ice. McDonough hustling in that direction. Able to get a stick on it. As this one's lifted towards the far side now. Squirts into the middle of the ice. Braintree getting to the loose puck, looking for that backhanded feed, and they would have had a really good opportunity for a shot had they got it in that direction. Kaliako was open right in front of the post. Back to the far side of the ice, McDonough coming off. Makes one more play, and now comes to the bench. 5:50 to go as Walpole breaks through a little bit here, but not able to get a shot away. Braintree double teams back behind the net, and the backhanded feed as that one lifted right out of the air. Good hand-eye coordination to take it down. On the play by Chukas. Good stick there by Walpole as both sides get upended. Play continuing. Braintree trying to kick it forward. Two sides tying up and escaping with the puck is Avini. Backhanded feed down the wall. Puck loose right around the referee's skates as the shot from the blue line is blocked away by Freeman. Freeman gets on the loose puck, 3-on-2. As Walpole in the midst of line change, Braintree is as well. Graziano can't handle the pass cleanly. Off the heel of the stick. Flip back into the Braintree end, picked up by Walsh. Right up to center ice with it. Gibbons, the only goal scorer of the game, hands away for Graziano. Fires a missile way wide of the goal. Now Freeman lets go a shot, and that one never made its way to the goal either. Seen a couple of players go down for a spill in the corner. This time Gibbons down on the ice as it bounces past the stick of Eggers, who will try and slide it right back in. But Walpole read that play well, and they're able to clear it back out. No icing. 4:05 remaining here in the opening period. Braintree with the only goal so far scored by Gibbons, and Braintree's second icing of the period. Trying to get away a shot, and a nice save is made. Pad stop. 3:45 remaining. Braintree looking to use the middle of the ice. Pass just behind. McDonough tried to pull it forward to her stick. Back on their own side of the ice. Flipped off the wall as McDonough in the midst of a battle. As Walpole now uses the middle of the ice. Looking for a shot was Kelly. As this one goes partially off of the Braintree goalie. As Cadigan getting a piece, back behind the net it went, and now back out at center. Nice pass middle of the ice as Mancello trying to get away a shot. And Braintree again down on the ice. That was McDonough who went down. All sides changing. Good stick. Now Mancello down. A lot of players slipping down on the ice. We've only seen the one penalty in this period. 2:55 left. Trying for a wraparound chance, and Cadigan has that post pretty well stopped. Good skating here. Moving it out. Shot taken and just wide of the far post. Pretty good shot from Chukas. Not able to get it on goal, though. Right back on the puck again, as it's wrapped right back in by Chukas. And back down the ice as Braintree guilty of yet another icing. Hasn't hurt him yet, but obviously you don't want to ice the puck too often. 2:26 to go. Braintree will have a defensive draw. Off the face-off. Stalemate. Both sides still searching for possession. Braintree hustling to that far corner as Shea gets over there and somehow escapes with the puck. Flip back out to center. Just 2 minutes left here in the period. Braintree now will get the next touch. It looks like we have a stoppage. What do we get here? Are we getting offsetting penalties? Looks like Walsh going to the box for Walpole and Graziano going for Braintree. So it is going to be offsetting penalties, but we will remain 5-on-5. No harm, no foul there. Two scrappy players going toe-to-toe. That's the emotion in the game. Love that as a coach. Obviously, you don't love your players in the penalty box, but when it doesn't put you in a disadvantage, sometimes that's okay. Shows the fight in your team. Back at the blue line as that one swung back in. Final minute and 20 here of the opening period. Braintree with the only goal. McDonough having a little dust up there with the referee and now having some trouble, but getting a stick on it late was Avini. Good couple of passes there as Braintree exits the zone. 3-on-2, they move it. Opportunity here for Mincello, trying to wrap it around. Slides it across in front of the crease. Shot by McDonough, stopped. Back out towards the blue line. Able to dangle past the defender. As Avini now looking to slide it back down the wall. Needing some help as Walpole has a chance on a partial break. Braintree gets the stick back and breaks away any sort of chance. Couple of penalties here in this period. Only one power play though, as a shot from Shea is up and over the net. Into the net. Up and over the goal. I'm going to say that one was deflected out of play. Final 28.3 here of the opening period. Braintree with an offensive face-off. Trying to capitalize here on an opportunity late in the period. With a one-goal lead. Only goal of the game scored by Gibbons. That came just under 4 minutes into the first period. Braintree able to work it back out into the neutral zone. And Walpole now all the way back onto their own side of the ice. Going after it for Braintree is Chukas. As the final seconds will drain off the clock, and Braintree will head into the locker room with a one-goal lead after 15 minutes of play here on their home ice at the Spruce Arena. So Braintree for the second time here this season trying to beat Walpole. Beat them 2-1 early this year on the road. Now up 1-0 after 15 minutes of play on their home rink. As we'll be back for second period action in a moment.
Welcome back to the Push Arena for second period action. Mike Wasser bringing the coverage here on BCAN TV as we're underway. And an opening opportunity here for Walpole as they try and tie the score right off the bat. Right out in front of the goal as Braintree backhands it to the far side. Things may get a little dicey on the ice. They are not able to use the Zamboni with the issues with the compressor, as that one just hit the outside of the post and would not stay. Walpole really fighting here to start the second period, looking for the tying goal. Right in front of the Braintree bench now, as this one is worked in. 2-on-2. Trying to play it right back into the front of the goal mouth, as the intended pass for Sullivan was off target. Braintree trying to bank it out and able to do so, as this one is flipped back in. Nice pass out in front. Here's McDonough. Couldn't get away the quality shot. Braintree had a great chance there. As that one is worked back to the central part of the ice, right in the neutral zone, as Braintree will collect it. Back on the far side, walking into a shot, and Walsh fires away, and a save. Good, hard, low shot. No rebound. .22 to go here in the second period. Braintree with a 1-goal lead. Goal by Gibbons back in the first period with about 11:15 to go in the opening period. The only goal of this game. Right in the front of the crease again, as the Braintree attack trying to score their second of this game. And the shot, they score. Somehow it goes. We'll see who's the one to score this goal. Eggers looks like she's leading the charge. So I imagine that's going to be the goal scorer here. That one kind of just made its way through. Just made its way into the goal without really telling the story there. That was just flicked towards goal. I don't think the goalie saw it until it was in. And Braintree now a 2-goal lead. Back on their own side of the ice now, it is Shea. So Eggers getting the first goal that I have seen her score here this season. A sophomore defender. 12.5 remaining here in the second period. As Braintree trying to backhand it down the wall, able to do enough as they try and squirt it back out to center. All the way up the ice now, Shea rides a nice hard wrist shot in on goal as that one is blocked away. Back down the wall, 2-on-1 opportunity if Walpole moves it quickly. And a good stick check to break it up. Braintree now will try and clear their own side of the ice. Took a couple of chances, but Freeman able to do enough, flipping the tumbling puck out. 11:55 to go, as Walpole trying to create something in the midst of a line change. 3-on-3, they move it in. Back behind the goal, a wraparound chance, and that one stays out. Cadigan's been pretty good here in this game for Braintree in goal. Big rebound here as Cadigan makes the second stop, and this time covers. A little extracurricular after the play. Very common in this sport where you see players crashing the goal, and then of course the team just wants to protect their goalie, which is what happened there. .35 remaining. Back out at the blue line. As the Timberwolves continue to keep the puck on the Braintree side until now. Squirts out. Here's Mancello trying to use her skating. McDonough to her left. Slides it there. Gets all the way past and now into the hands of Walsh on the other side. As Kaylee Walsh moves it for Walpole. Braintree's Walsh now takes it away and they move it in. 10:55 to go here in the second period. Braintree has scored a goal in each of the first two periods so far. Back behind the goal line as this one is worked back out. And back behind the intended target of that pass, behind the stick of Caulfield. Byrne was trying to use her skate to direct that one, but it got by her. Back behind the goal, it's Walsh. Braintree changing, and a nice pass up the ice. Beautiful pass from Walsh. In, Chukas scores! Perfect pass and an even better shot, but that's all with Walsh, who sent that one from her own side of the ice, up the ice, as Chukas makes it 3-0. All around a pretty play, and head coach Burchill is going to want to see his team watch that play over and over again. That was beautiful execution from their own side of the ice to the attacking side, and they always want to send that skater up the ice when they have the free opportunity. And Braintree has scored twice now here in the second period to open up a commanding 3-0 lead. As this one going to be whistled for offside with 10:04 to go in period 2. 3-goal lead now for the home team. Trying to win their third straight game on their home ice. Off of the draw. Squirts back onto the Braintree side. And a dangerous play with players tumbling towards the boards, and got to be very careful as the player went headfirst towards the boards and slow to get up after the play, as we will have an injury stoppage here with 9:50 to go in the second period. We'll be right back. Play resumes after the injury stoppage. Karakalitis helped towards the locker room for Walpole, the injured party there, and that sequence going headfirst in towards the boards. And talking about the condition of the ice, obviously not ideal for today's game. 9:25 remaining here in the second period. Braintree the perfect pass as Gibbons is denied on the doorstep. Chance for a second of the game. Biggest save of the game for Mackenzie there. Try and keep themselves within striking distance. Braintree makes it 4-0. This game's almost certainly over. Another attacking draw. Getting set to take the face-off for Braintree will be Mancello. Walpole gets control of it and able to work it back towards the blue line. Braintree keeps the possession in. And played by Walsh at that blue line. Now, right at the side of the goal, Braintree trying to wrap around chance. Going on the backhand. As it is skated out. Good strong strides up the ice for Walpole. Trying to get away a quality shot. Saved by Cadigan. Nice stop. Got that one with the pad. And now tying it up as we remain 3-0 with 8:34 to go. Approaching the halfway point of this ball game. All Braintree so far, a 3-0 lead on their home ice as they look for their 8th win of the season. Trying to go to 8-3-3 with the victory. After a very tough year last year, Braintree has completely turned it around and some. And Coach Burchill puts in a lot of the right buttons here this season as the shot is deflected back towards the corner boards. I give this Braintree team a lot of credit for responding. They're a very young team last year, and they've gotten a lot better. This one is now along the boards. Shot taken and a pretty routine stop. Walpole letting away some shots, but no traffic in front. .7:57 to go here in period number 2. Braintree 3, Walpole nothing. Back into the corner boards. As it's worked down the wall, shot taken and off the back of the wall behind the goal. Hulk turns it around. Looking for somewhere to go with it. And getting a stick on it now is Gibbons, who catches it cleanly. Braintree trying to skate it in. And they have to wait for Gibbons to get back on side. As this one is forced back to the far side, right in front of the Walpole bench, picked up by Shea. Not much on the pass. And now it sits in a good spot for McDonough. McDonough brings it in, shoots, and a big stop. Able to get that one with the blocker. McDonough looking for a couple of goals. Again, scored 2 in the last game. Really had the scoring touch as of late. Back behind the goals as the two sides tangle up. And with 6:34 to go here in period 2, puck is right at the goal mouth and covered.
Back down the wall. Two sides tying up, and the puck right in the middle of the ice. As that is Braintree's Green trying to make a play. 2-on-2 up the ice. Walpole needing a goal in the worst way here before the end of this second period as they trail by 3 goals. Again, the two sides played earlier this year. Braintree with a narrow 1-goal victory, 2-1. But that was very, very early on in the season. Braintree a much different team now. Braintree yet to see a power play in this game. We've seen 3 penalties called. One of them resulted in a power play. The other were matching penalties, so the 2 penalties coincided with 5:35 to go. Braintree really working hard on the attacking side of the ice as the Timberwolves just flip it back out. Not going to be far enough for icing. Braintree's going to retreat, and Walsh gets to it. The entire team changing. Braintree has a player open up the ice and able to get it there. It's Freeman. 2-on-2, moving it in. Freeman fires, and it hit the skate on the way through. Getting a piece of that one on the way through was Kelleher. Now again, 2-on-2 the other way. Good stick check. And knocking it away from Snyder, who's continued to try and get involved here offensively. And play is offside at the blue line with 4:52 to go. Up the ice now, 2-on-2 chance, and another blocker save. Gadigan's been good again in goal. Both of the Braintree goalies have been pretty good here this season. Here's a chance for a 3-on-2. Moving it up, it's Shea. Shea looking in front for Freeman, who just deflects it wide. Good scoring chance set up on that rush. Snyder again back up the ice. As this one is back out, here comes Braintree. 3-on-2. Mancello 4-on-2 if they hurry. Gives it back in that direction. Mancello fires a hard wrister and a save by McKenzie. Offensive face-off. Again, Mancello will take the draw. This time against Dacey. Braintree wins it cleanly. Here's Eggers, who scored earlier in the period, and that one had eyes as it stuck in the pads. Braintree hopefully does not get themselves a penalty here after a scoring chance. And Mancello is going to the box, which is not what you want to see. With a 3-goal lead, you're kind of in put-away mode now, and you give the other team a little life. Going to draw the ire a little bit on the bench from head coach Burchill. Not exactly sure what transpired in front, but doesn't seem like all that strong of a call. The way they've called it here today, there's only been 1 power play. This is going to be the second. Don't really agree with the penalty in that situation, and right on cue, they score. So that's why you don't want to take the penalty, as Braintree gives up a power play goal and a very quick strike off of the face-off. As Walpole back in the game now, down 3-1. Looks like Sullivan, the goal scorer, very quickly into the power play as Braintree gives one up here with 3:45 remaining in period 2. Whichever way you slice it, wasn't a good penalty to take, whether you agree with the penalty or not. Hard to give one up after you have an attacking, really good couple of shifts. 3:28 to go as the puck goes out of play. So Walpole gaining some momentum. We'll see if they can carry it over as they try and score consecutive goals. Got to give them credit, though. Trailed 3-0, could have easily packed their bags in, and they played hard.
Getting right back in the game now to trail by 2. But Braintree's got to find a way to get that next goal if we see another one. Give up one more, and all of a sudden we're talking a 1-goal game, and it could go either way. 3:05 remaining here in the second period. Back behind the goal. Braintree a chance here to send it out in front, but Graziano could not get it in the direction of Freeman as Gibbons in on the forecheck. And now a dangerous feed in the middle of the ice, but Braintree was retreating. Hulk now will defend, trying to go for a stick check. As this one backhanded towards goal and covered with the paddle. 2:47 left in period 2. Sent back down the boards and back behind the net. Braintree cannot clear it. Had trouble here the last few minutes as Walpole now has scored twice. A weird bounce off the corner boards, and it's a 1-goal game all of a sudden as Sullivan has scored her second in as many minutes. So the Timberwolves all of a sudden have had a ray of life and gotten right back in this ball game with 2:28 remaining. Really shocking sequence, and you can see momentum had shifted. After Braintree had a commanding 3-0 lead at one point here in this second period, things have changed very quickly. One would imagine Braintree should be the team with the next power play in this game, but who knows? Important next 2 minutes and 19 seconds for Braintree as they try and cling to this 3-2 lead now. As that one deflects back into the neutral zone, and it is dumped back into the Braintree end. Picked up by McDonough. And now trying to force it out. Braintree a 3-on-2 up the ice. Could really use something here. Walsh brings it in, Walsh fires, and a save is made. No rebound this time. And Mackenzie makes the stop. She made a couple of big saves here in this second period to keep her team within striking distance. Off of the face-off as this one is dumped down the boards and cleared all the way back out. Gibbons will clear it back in. Final minute and 25 here of the second period. This one a brand new game now as the Timberwolves have fought back from 3 goals down to make it a 1-goal game. Back out at the blue line. Lots of room to take a shot, but Braintree gets a piece of it. And now the play was halted for the net being off. Good stick work as Braintree moves it up. As the feed was there, and Braintree dumps it back down below the goal line. Forced back out to center. Braintree in the midst of a line change. Final 35 seconds. Back behind the goal as Braintree rips it around the wall. Flip right back down below the Braintree goal. Picked up by the home team as the Womps now try and skate it free. Some contact there along the boards, but Braintree able to get away with the puck. Here is the shot, and it's not on goal again as Graziano uncorked another hard shot off target. 7 seconds left as Braintree looking for one last shot. And we're not going to see a shot towards goal, it doesn't appear, as that one blocked, and that closes period number 2. So after a period of play, it was just 1-0 Braintree. A lot of goals in the second period, 4 goals, 2 by each side, and it's now 3-2 after 30 minutes of play here at Braintree's home rink at the Spruce Arena here in Randolph. We'll be back for third period action, 3-2, the home team. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Spruce Arena, start of the third period. Mike Walson bringing the coverage here in a 3-2 game. Game has changed very quickly. When Braintree looked like they were going to put this one away, we have a penalty right here on the opening shift. 10 seconds in. And a penalty going on Freeman. So Braintree now with their third penalty kill. Killer penalties here for Braintree, and that's what got Walpole back in this game, was a power play midway through that second period. They scored right on the opening faceoff. They score here, they tie it up. Braintree chasing up front, trying to get to that loose puck and able to do so. And now it is sent down the ice by Gibbons. Minute and a half remaining. Shot taken by Graziano as that one goes wide. Braintree again looking for offense here on a couple of shots early. As the puck now is free for Gibbons. Braintree could not get that next touch. Forced back out, and a 1-on-2 up the ice. Opportunity for a shot, and a save is made on a hard shot from the point. That one let go by Kelleher. That one squirts past the blue line, and they'll have to regroup. 50 seconds remaining on the power play. As Braintree again will send it back out. Not a great clear, though, by Shea. Enough, though, on the next play as Braintree sends it down the rink. Walsh gambling for the steal, did not get it, and it goes all the way down. 25 seconds remaining here on the power play. 13-15 left. Shot taken, and that one deflects up and over the goal. Not out of play, though, as Braintree with one last opportunity to clear it, and they will do so. Sent down the ice by McDonough, who's had another good game. Braintree trying to put the finishing touches on this one, but still a long way to go with just a 1-goal lead. Braintree at 7-3-3 as they're back to even strength. They've killed 2 out of the 3 penalties against them. So Walpole at 5-6-2, Braintree at 7-3-3. Both have played 13 games. Good pass from their own side of the ice. You can certainly see the momentum has definitely changed to the Walpole side. Hard to imagine, though, that there's been 3 penalties in this game, and all 3 have been against Braintree. Don't generally see that in a sport like this. Braintree's got to be careful with the condition of the ice. Anytime you can get a chance to dump the puck in, you're going to want to do so. Backhanded shot going wide. 11:35 left. Braintree's able to skate it free, and they will send it down the ice as Kaliako has that one deflect off of the defenseman, Meehan. Down the wall, it hit the referee. Braintree changing. Walpole with 3 players against the Braintree 1, and somehow could not get the puck until now. As Braintree touched it offside.
Off the face-off as Freeman got a touch on that one. And then Walpole a chance here for an odd man rush if they hurry. Braintree, though, getting Graziano back in the play as it spins towards Cadigan, who makes the save. And again, a little extra from the attacking player, Dacey. Still 10.5 minutes remaining here in this one as Braintree holds a 1-goal lead. They haven't scored since back in period 2. Neither team has. That was the score after 2. Walpole has scored the last 2 goals of this game after Braintree led 3-0, and Braintree again is offside. Going across the ice with it, as getting a skate in the lane there to try and clear as Braintree's able to slow it down, and now pushing it back down the ice is the Timberwolves. The goal scorer who has both, Sullivan, in the midst of it again. It's a one-man show offensively for the Walpole attack. So Sullivan with a couple of goals, including that power play goal. Cello now giving Sullivan a little bit of a ride down in the middle of the ice. Cello getting to it first. Braintree escapes with the puck. Here's the pass. McDonough. Opportunity in. She scores! Mincello starts it, and McDonough finishes right out in front. It pops up and over the shoulder as Braintree, I think we're going to get a penalty on that play as McDonough was tripped up and scores anyway to go ahead by 2 goals again with 9:17 left. That is a big-time goal by a player that has really turned it on as of late. McDonough, another one of the multi-sport athletes at Braintree High School. Lots and lots of them on all the teams. 9 minutes remaining as Walpole has dug themselves now a 2-goal hole. Cadigan makes the save, a second, as this one is loose back behind the net. A couple of big-time stops by Cadigan after her team had just scored. Momentum back with Braintree, but Walpole not going away without a fight. Nice to see Braintree get that important goal there to go back up by 2. Trying to force it out, as it's worked out by Chukas. All different goal scorers here today for Braintree. Walpole's goal scorer has both. It's skating by Caliaco, cuts it back and sends it down and below the red line again. Braintree just makes that mental mistake there for an icing. So a lot of hockey to be played with 8:16 to go in a 4-2 game. Off the draw, that one kept in. Trying to slide it right down that blue line as Gibbons making things difficult right along the blue line as Braintree works it right back out. Timberwolves now going to have to work quickly as they trail by 2 and with under 8 minutes to go. Braintree works it out. Opportunity was there for Freeman, but it was knocked off of her stick. And now another attack. Here is Sullivan coming towards the goal, and she sends it towards the net, and it's covered.
Off the face-off, Braintree gets the stop. .7:25 remaining in this ball game. Braintree a 2-goal advantage. The largest lead today was 3-0. One more would certainly put Braintree back in put-away mode. The icing on the cake for Braintree here. Trying to win their 3rd straight game on the home ice. And they're taking full advantage. As the shot is towards the goal and off the blocker and wide. Another shot and a save. As Braintree rips this one across the ice. Back behind the net. Looking out in front. Taking away the shot. Instead firing it towards the goal and getting the last piece of it on the way through. Looked like that may have been Mincello as she was going down to the ice. Mincello staying with the play, forcing it towards the goal. And the puck now here on the near boards. Picked up and sent right back in by Braintree as they send it down with under 6 minutes remaining. Timberwolves in desperation mode now. Needing 2 goals to tie this one up to send it to overtime. Braintree scoring 6 in their victory over Wellesley, 3 in the victory over Brookline. They got 4 on the board right now. Not giving up as many goals, which is a welcome sight. Obviously, you don't give up many goals, you have a good chance to win a lot of those games. As that one just steered out. As the two sides lock up. .5:10 left. As Braintree clears it back out as far as center. Working it in now. An opportunity for a shot attempt and a routine save by Cadigan. Opportunity off of the face-off as Walpole really trying to get one in the worst way. Puck is loose. Opportunity to smack that one home, but with a maze of players, Braintree's able to do enough to keep it out. Lots of players scrambling in front of the goal mouth. Braintree doing enough not to take a penalty, which obviously is the last thing you want to do with a 2-goal advantage and just 4:39 left. Walpole fighting to the final whistle. That's Braintree trying to beat them for the 2nd time here this season. Shot taken, and that one blocked in front. The use of the skate from Walsh, able to do that. As Braintree works it in the middle of the ice, and that pass made Braintree go offside. Mincello for another face-off. Braintree able to work it into the attacking side of the ice. And here comes Sullivan. Sullivan has that one knocked away as Mincello scoops it up. Head of steam moving forward, 1-on-2. Mincello towards the goal, and that one deflected away. Braintree with the backhanded feed, able to keep the puck in the attacking end. 4 minutes remaining. Eggers gets to it first, slides it down the wall as McDonough gets a piece, and Braintree trying to force it in deep if they can. Good job by Mincello helping out to get it down below the goal line. Walsh with a little head fake, opens up some real estate, stays strong on the stick, and shoots it wide. Back on the far side, here is McDonough. Sends the shot, it finds its way to McDonough, and the save is made. And Chenzi squeezes the pads. Cello, a hard-nosed player, a knack for the goal, but needs to keep her cool there. And you see a lot of teams, when they find a player that they can target, they go after him and try and make him make a penalty. As the shot taken, and a save is made. Dacey with a hard wrist shot, and a glove save by Cadigan. 3:12 left. 2-goal lead for the home team. Here is the shot with 3:07 to go. And now it's covered. Four-2 game, 3:02 left on the clock. Back behind the net, here is Chukas. Rolls it around the rink. And the puck not really carrying because the ice has not been cleaned in a couple of periods. That one moved down the rink. Up the ice. 2:20 to go. You wonder if they would consider pulling the goalie here. Down a couple of goals. Trying to get an extra skater on the ice. Saved by Cadigan. Rebound also. That one kept away. Trying to get the wraparound try now. Cadigan continuing to watch it carefully as Braintree looks to exit the zone with 2 minutes left. Tape-to-tape pass, and this one is worked in by Gibbons, who had Braintree's first goal of this game. Still no move towards the goalie, so looks like they're going to play 5-on-5 hockey. Back down into the far side now. Picked up by Graziano, who sends the shot wide. Goalie put a stick on it anyway. As Braintree continuing to change their lines pretty quickly. Fanning on the clearing attempt. As Braintree gets to it, Walsh will shoot it. Uncorks a hard shot, doesn't get it through, as this one is loose in front and covered. Off the draw. This puck is moved out. 2-on-2 chance, and Walsh pretty much puts an end to that. Final minute now of this game. Braintree's lead is 4-2 as they look to hold on for win number 8 of the season. It's going to take a miraculous finish here for the Timberwolves. No icing. Braintree making things difficult to try and clear. And they continue to not find a way to get possession. Worked up by Walsh. Walsh continuing to stick handle through the defense. Finally, somebody's able to make a stick check and force it back out. Half minute to go. McDonough slides it right back up the ice. Time on Braintree's side as they continue to just clear it when they can. 20 seconds to go. Braintree's going to win their 8th game of the season and beat Walpole for the second time here with 10 seconds remaining. Holding on to it now is Walsh. Goes up against the board, and a bad penalty
taken right at the end of the game. That's one, probably should be a suspendable offense. That's a dangerous play from a player. You're down 2 goals and there's 2 seconds left. There's no need for that kind of play. Doesn't matter what level you're playing at. That is a dirty play. I don't care how you slice that. If anything, that's a player you don't want to see get hurt either if you're Braintree. Of course, you don't want anybody to get hurt, but Wallace, one of their better players, getting knocked down from behind on a very dangerous play. As the tie-up off the face-off is the final whistle of this game, and Braintree puts an end to another game here on their home ice, a 4-2 victory. Again, 4 different goal scorers here today for Braintree. Some good play and goal from Cadigan, and Braintree now 8-3-3 with the victory. Got to give Braintree a lot of credit. They've played some good hockey, and they've taken advantage on their home ice, which is exactly what you need to do, especially when you get thinking about playoff time. And Braintree on the right track, heading towards postseason play, as the 2 sides now will shake hands at center ice. But again, Braintree with a must-win game as far as the power rankings are concerned here today, as they win here by the score of 4-2. On behalf of everybody a part of our broadcast here today, back in the studio, on behalf of Sarah Hamilton, Christine Patterson, our camera person, I'm Mike Wassel. We'll see you next time.